Welcome to Search for Signs. My name is Gary Willing. If this information interests you, please press the like and subscribe button and press the bell for notifications. As you hear this video, I don't know exactly where you find yourself. If this is the first time you've ever heard about who Maitreya is, or maybe you've heard about him for years and known about him for years and forgot all about it and just now coming back to it, or you've been, knowing about it and thinking about it all along. I don't know. Wherever you find yourself, doesn't really matter, right? It's always important at some point when hearing about Maitreya and Maitreya's priorities and so forth to do your own research on this. Don't just take my word for it. Don't, if you know who Benjamin Creme is and you've heard Benjamin Creme, don't take his word for it. And, if you're listening to people who think Maitreya is the Antichrist, don't just take their word for it. Do your own research on this. Very important. You have to, we all have to come up with our own conclusions for ourselves based on our own research on this. And I can't stress that enough. Now, when you do your own research on this, you have to ask yourself this one question. What side am I on? Now, I want to be very clear because we're talking about who I consider to be a very spiritual person, Maitreya, and who I believe him to be the return of the Christ, or the return of the world teacher. When I ask you that question, what side are you on? I'm not asking you whether you believe him to be the Christ or not, or the world teacher or not, or the Messiah or not. I'm not asking you that question. What I'm asking you is, where do you stand on the side of change? And only you can answer that for yourself, right? Are you somebody who in your heart of hearts wants peace, wants to see the end of war? You're somebody who, and you might not know how to get to that point, but that's something that you want in your heart. Are you somebody who wants in your heart of hearts to see people, want to see justice in the world, and would love to see nobody go to bed hungry every day, and starve to death people starve to death. You want to see people's needs met and justice in the world. Are you somebody in your heart of heart wants that, right? Are you somebody who wants us to save our planet from the ecological problems that we have, right? Or are you somebody who that goes against, all three of those go against the core of your being, right? Your very fiber of your being. Now, the reason why I'm asking you this in this way is because I'm being direct with you about it, right? Now, Maitreya, again, has been on TV for a number of years talking about these very things, but in a very quiet way, not claiming to be Maitreya or the Christ come back or whatever, just claiming to be, quote unquote, one of us. And the reception of the people who have heard him, the majority of the people, I'm sure, don't even think that he is the return of the Christ, right? They're just listening to him just as an ordinary person, right? But they are already asking themselves, what side are they on? They might not be as direct with their own thinking as, I doubt it. I doubt anybody said, what side am I on, right? But they're already, believe me, they're already coming up with their own conclusions about it. Some people, obviously, it goes against everything that they want for themselves, right? They might think it's too expensive to fix the environment. They might not care whether somebody dies or lives or dies because they don't have food or whatever. And other people, the only way to peace is to bomb more people, right? Or whatever, right? Wherever you find yourself, right? Other people, when they hear Maitreya, again, not thinking that he is anything but just one of us, right, are starting to kind of go, yeah, I like his solutions to that. Yeah, because that's kind of what I've always wanted all along. I didn't know how to get there, but maybe what he's saying is true, right? I don't know. Other ones that hear him are starting to kind of wonder who this guy is, and are starting to get more hope about the future, because they're thinking, hey, maybe there is help for us, right? Maybe there is a way out, maybe there is a way to establish peace because we do have help. And then there's probably even a much smaller percentage of people who recognize him for who he is and are probably even starting to doubt that he's one of us. But wherever you find yourself when you hear this message and you do your own research, and eventually when you see Maitreya on TV, you have to ask yourself, what side of change are you on? Do you want what he wants for the world? Do you, in your heart of hearts, do you really want peace? Do you really want justice? Do you really want us to save our planet? Because that is what is important. It's not who Maitreya is, or who you think he is, or who I think he is, or whatever. That's not important. So when people put comments up about Maitreya being the Antichrist, I could care less what you think, to be honest with you. It's, what do you think? Even if you said, oh, I think Maitreya is the Antichrist, but I want peace, I want sharing, I want justice, I'd be totally happy. You know what I'm saying? But again, I don't even think people listen to this video long enough to even get to the point where I even say that to them, But you have to ask yourself that question: what side are you on? And as always, take action. Help SOP save our planet. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to talking to you again in future videos. Have a great day.